Hi guys, my name is Sierra, and I'm going to be taking you through the Johnson family scenario today to decide which home that they're going to buy. So, this is the Johnson family. This is my husband and I, but all of this is hypothetical. All the numbers and including this baby Johnson on the way, that's all completely hypothetical. But the wife graduated from BYU and works full-time as an office manager in Northwestern Mutual. The husband works full-time in sales at a building supply company. So they're both working full-time, which brings us to their financial situation. They're making a combined $7,083 a month. That's equates to about $85,000 a year that they're bringing in. They do have $7,000 already in a savings account, and they have $12,000 already invested in an index fund. As far as vehicles and debt goes, they only have one car that they need to worry about, and they do have a auto loan on a Cadillac SUV that the wife drives. They have no other debts besides this. So they just have that one $300 payment on the car, and that's it. And then using the 25% rule, the Johnsons could afford up to $1,770 on a mortgage payment. And then they are looking to buy a home soon. So they want a newer townhome with open living spaces and enough bedrooms for their growing family. Like I said, the wife is expecting, and they want to have about 3 or 4 kids, and then Zach would love somewhere to grill outside, so that's just a bonus if they can find it. This is the more modest home. Both the home options are in Holiday, Utah. That's where the family wants to be around. The list price of this more modest one is $273,000. And the monthly principal and interest payment is $1,307, which does fit inside their 25% affordability limit. And then while this home is more spacious than the condo that they have, it really doesn't have any more bedrooms, so that's a downside. It has 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a community pool, good entertaining areas, and a front porch for grilling, so that's awesome. This is the little bit dreamier home though. The list price is $299, and the monthly principal and interest do still fall into the 25% affordability limit that the family has with $1,427. So this is not their long-term dream home, but it is a nicer, bigger option that has more rooms for their growing family. So it has 3 bedrooms and 3.5 baths, still good entertaining areas, and it has a front patio and a second-story deck, as well as an attached garage. So that is a bonus. This is the dreamier home that the couple would rather be in. And this is their budget. So we can see that their income matches their expenses for a $0 surplus, making sure that they accounted for every dollar. And then they also worked in all of their savings to their budget. So house down payment saving, investment and long-term savings, and then emergency fund and short-term savings. Once they build up their emergency fund, that will either go dump into one of the other savings accounts or categories, or it will go towards something else that they want to save for short term, so a vacation, a new couch, whatever. And then you see that they have that gross income of $7,083 a month. And now these numbers are considering the family before they buy the home. So the mortgage reflects their condo, and the taxes withheld reflects what it would be if they did not have a home. So now this is their savings plan in order to get 3-month range for emergency fund, which is what the couple decided that they wanted. They're going to have to save, they allocated $750 in their budget for it, so they're going to have to save for about 26 months or a little over 2 years to reach their emergency fund goal if they put that money in a bond mutual fund. And then as far as the down payment option, they decided to go with the 10% down payment, and they've allocated $1,000 in their budget, so it'll take them just about 2.5 years to have that 10% down payment that they're looking for. Now, these are the optimum mortgage rates for the dream home, both 30-year and 15-year mortgage. Both of these are with the 10% down payment, since that's what they had decided. In the previous slide, you can see that obviously the 30-year mortgage has a lower monthly payment, but a much higher interest rate. So from looking at these numbers, I think the couple decides that they want to have a 15-year mortgage instead of a 30-year mortgage, and on a later slide, we'll get to see exactly how much money that's going to save them. These are their tax deductions. This is probably my favorite part of the analysis, to show that with a home, you're going to be paying less taxes monthly than without a home, which is really awesome to know. So, if the Johnsons were to get their dream home, they could deduct $10,000, well, $10,342 for mortgage interest and $2,220 for property tax, which is awesome. So before, without the home, you see that their itemized deductions weren't very high, so they had to take the standard deduction, which was great, but $24,000. But over here with the home, you see that the itemized deductions are a lot higher, making their taxable income much lower and their monthly taxes even lower than that. So you see that the breakdown with all the tax liability and monthly tax payroll, that the $996 that they would be paying without the home, instead they're only going to pay $879 with the home, which is awesome. We touched on this before, but Zach has a work truck that he drives to and from work, and they don't have to pay for maintenance or gas on it. So that's awesome. So they only worry about one car, and that's this Cadillac SRX. Now this true cost to own is pretty high, $42,776. But they've allocated enough in their transportation budget category, $200 for enough for gas and maintenance for this one car. And then they pay about $80 a month for the car insurance on it. And then if any major repairs needed to happen, then they dip into their emergency fund or their miscellaneous category. And then they did pay less money than the total cash price shows here, but they did take a 4.5 APR loan out on it that they pay $300 a month on. So it'll end up costing them an extra $1,600, which isn't great, but it could be worse. And then the debt. So left on that auto loan, they have $12,000, and then they do count tithing into their debt, so $708 a month in long-term debt in the form of tithing. Other than that, they have no other debts. And this gets to the interesting part. So for the dream home, the PITI is calculated. Not only is this taking into account the principal and interest, but also property tax, home insurance, and mortgage insurance. The couple will have to have mortgage insurance if they're going to do a 15-year fixed with 10% down. They're going to have that insurance for 24 months, and it'll cost them a total of $3,360. So not great at all. We'd rather avoid that. But for their situation right now, that's what it would be. Now, do they qualify for the mortgage on the dream home? So with the 36% rule, the back end ratio, 36% of their monthly gross income is $2,549. And that compared to the PITI, you'd think that they'd have enough to qualify, but we have to also look at the other long-term debts. So this $300 car payment and the $700 in tithing brings them to a total of $3,333, which is more than they would qualify for. So they're actually not going to get approved for the dream home, and it would not be financially wise for them. So this came as a shock for the family, but there are other options. So to rent or to buy. For the family, they want stability. They're welcoming a new child into the home. They want to have a place of their own. But the cons of buying is that there's a lot of upfront costs and they have to sacrifice a lot to make sure that they have a big enough down payment. But they would be gaining equity in something of their own instead of paying someone else's mortgage, essentially. And then renting, the family does like the freedom to move. They are a young family, maybe not ready to put down roots yet. And then renting is cheaper than mortgage and has no upfront costs. So, it would make the most financial sense for the family to continue to rent right now as they save up more money for a down payment, and qualify for a better loan on their dream home. So it probably wouldn't be wise for the family to buy the modest home that we had looked at because it doesn't have any more bedrooms. So it's not going to do anything else for them when their rent on their condo is cheaper than a mortgage and they're going to have the same amount of space. So So if we look at the 30-year loan versus the 15-year loan, this is when the family really decided that no matter what, they're going to save for a 15-year loan, because you can see the difference in the total interest from a 15-year loan to a 30-year loan is $86,000, $545.80. And that is insane. That literally makes me sick to my stomach, that's how much more how much more interest you could pay if you chose a 30-year over a 15-year. So the family definitely decided they wanted the 15-year. And when they can afford the dream home, it will appreciate so much in 30 years. So, according to this math, in 30 years, it's going to appreciate to $1,505,393. And then they've also allocated $700 a month in their budget to long-term investing, and that's gonna have a huge payout too of $1,723,938. So that's super awesome. Now, as far as their best housing option for them right now, so we've decided that they can't really afford the dream home because they won't get approved for that loan because of their other outstanding debts. So what they can do is they can continue to rent while they save more money and pay down their loan. Those are the two things that are going to get them to a back end ratio that the banks will accept for their mortgage. So saving from a 10 to a 20% down payment would be awesome. Still with that goal of having a 15-year mortgage compared to the 30. And if they can stay renting a little bit longer, save a little more money, a 20% down payment, then they could purchase the dream home. If they don't want to do that, then they need to find a cheaper option, something that neither of these options that we had shown here, something that has more bedrooms than 2, but is cheaper than this $299 listing price on this dream home. And then maybe they could make that work. And those are their two options. So they need to save more or find something a little less expensive. But I really think that they're on a good track to saving a lot of money if they just keep heading towards that 20% down payment, and then they can afford their dream home in no time. And that is it for their home buying exercise.